Alright y'all, this video is long overdue. I know, like, people have been asking me tips, tricks, how did I get to Egypt, how did I plan everything, all that good stuff. So we're gonna jump straight into it. I made a list of 12 things, do's and don'ts, hacks, what to look for, what to expect, all that good stuff. Number 1, when to travel. Good time to travel to Egypt, in my opinion, is gonna be between the months of October to March. And I say that because that's gonna be their colder months. Not cold like snow cold, but like 60s, 50s in the nighttime and 70s, 80s in the daytime. They're not gonna get like a real winter month. You know, it is still the desert, so. But it's gonna be more manageable versus traveling in the summer months, April, May, June, July, August. Those months can be really hot and not really ideal for tourists. I did want to mention during April, end of March, April, if you plan on going between those 2 months, look up Ramadan, Google Ramadan dates if you plan on traveling between one of those 2 months. It is a Muslim spiritual growth period of fasting, and a lot of the times there won't be restaurants open during that daytime. They're spending most of that time fasting and working on their spiritual growth. From dawn to dusk is when they don't eat or drink anything. So it's really likely that there's not going to be too much movement, too much restaurants or anything like that during that time of period. So just keep that in mind when you're going during Ramadan. But if you don't mind, please, you know, I'm not discouraging anyone from going during that time at all. And if you really, you know, don't want to be limited to food or restaurants during that time, just avoid traveling during Ramadan. Number 2, how to buy your flight. I paid around $850 to $900 US for my flight to Egypt. That included a layover in Paris. It was not a direct flight. I couldn't really find any direct flights, and that is economy. I flew with Air France. So we left Atlanta International, Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, flew to France, stayed there for about 8 hours, and then flew to Egypt, and that was round trip. It was under $900. That's how much it costs. What I recommend is put your destination in Google Tracker, and it's gonna send you emails every time there's a big fluctuation, whether the price increases or decreases during that time. I recommend booking 60 to 90 days in advance for your flight. Booking too far in advance can cause higher flights, and booking too soon also can cause higher flight prices. So definitely book between the 60 to 90 day. A lot of people say book Tuesday mornings, don't leave out Friday nights. I haven't really seen a significant difference in doing that. I'm not knocking it. I think we left on a Friday night, and comparing the prices between leaving on Wednesday night versus Friday night, it didn't really make a difference. So one thing I do stand by is putting your flight in Google Tracker and just have that money on standby. Put it in a savings account, put that flight money to the side. That way when that flight drops to a really good price, you can book it right then and there and not think twice about it. A lot of people also say change your browser or VPN. I did bounce between like Safari and Google, just because I kind of did notice that it can, if you keep looking at it every single day, the price can go up. So just, you know, if you want to change, you know, between browsers and stuff, I don't really know how to change VPN. People do recommend changing your VPN so it looks like you're searching from a different country, because sometimes the flights are cheaper, which is true, from different countries. You can do that too if you know how to do that. We had 2 check bags and a carry-on included. I only needed 1 check bag because I was only there for a week. So, and when we traveled from Cairo to Luxor, I did book with Egypt Air, and Egypt Air was pretty reasonable. I think it was $70 per person. The flight is about an hour. You have different options to get to Luxor, but we flew just because I wanted to get there the fastest, maximize my time in Egypt. Take advantage of your connecting flights. So don't be discouraged when it's not a direct flight. Make a mini trip out of it. You can check in my vlog that I actually went to Paris during my connecting flight, and we got to see the Eiffel Tower. Just taking advantage of that versus having to split up, you know, get a different trip for it. And I wouldn't recommend leaving the airport if you have anything less than an 8-hour layover though. France's TSA was very strict. They threw out little things that the US wouldn't bat an eye about. So keep that in mind. Give yourself at least 2 hours each time you're entering or exiting the airport, just to make sure that you're covered and you're not missing that flight. Definitely make a trip out of it. Take advantage of it. Visa. So number 3 is visa. Don't overthink the visa. It's not that intimidating. I can't speak for other countries, but I can speak for Egypt. That was really painless. We brought most of our cash that we were gonna spend. I took everything out at the bank before I left, set $25 to the side for that visa. There's options that you can buy it online or pay for it when you get to the airport in Cairo. I decided to pay for it when I got to the airport in Cairo because it seemed hassle-free. Any extra fees or any other complications, once you get off the airport, is literally you just walk straight into, it's open 24 hours, the kiosk. You pay for your visa. It's a little sticker they put in your passport and you're good to go. $25, and you don't have to keep getting a visa. If you decide to bounce around to different cities in Egypt, the visa is good for your entire stay for up to 90 days. You can also do your cash conversion there too, in that same spot that you're getting your visa. Number 4 is how to pack. As a woman, I will start with us first. As a woman, I would not overthink it. Once again, that's gonna be the that's gonna be a keyword. Do not overthink. Yes, be covered. Something like this wouldn't be appropriate going to Egypt. No. Think of thin clothing, thin linen, thin skirts, dresses, anything that's flowy, not too form-fitting, and something that at least goes to your knee or to your ankle. I did wear a lot of pants out there. I didn't really wear leggings, and granted, I did not shop too much out before I left. I got a few things off of Shein, but I did not go crazy shopping for Egypt because I wanted to shop out there because one, it's cheaper, and I wanted to really immerse myself in the culture and wear clothing that I got out there. So I'll probably show a few items that I brought out there, and you can also see it on my vlog, the items that I wore out there. All right, so here's a few items that I wore out there in Egypt. I got this off of Shein. It's linen pants, loose fitting, super comfortable. It's super thin. It's still gonna be hot, y'all, like during the daytime. Like, this is really thin. It came as a set, so I really wanted like a lot of earth tones when I was out there. This is the long sleeve, and I didn't feel hot out there because it's just so thin. It's flowy. I also wore this. I got this also from Shein, and this is just like a button-up dress, and I wore this with a hat when I was in Luxor. So loose fitting, it's covering, it's respectable, and good option. This is one of the items I bought out there in Egypt, just because, like I said, I wanted to just, you know, really immerse myself in the culture and wear items. I wish I would have bought more clothing items, but I just didn't really get a chance to. So with the scarves, it's not necessary. Now, you can, it's optional to wear scarves. I did a couple times wear scarves when I was out there, but it wasn't necessary. I wore it when I was out at night at a shisha lounge with our driver Omar, and I wore it when I went to the Muhammad Ali Mosque, but it's not necessary. There's still a 10% population of Christians in Egypt, so don't overthink it. I wouldn't do, like, you can wear hats and stuff like that, but don't go crazy trying to have hijabs and scarves to tie your hair or anything like that. Don't overthink it when you're packing. Pack light, because you're gonna want space to bring stuff back, and souvenirs and clothing items that you get out there. There's a lot to shop for. There's a lot to shop for when you're out there, and you're gonna stand out anyway. You're not gonna blend in 100%. They're gonna look at you anyway, whether you're covered up or anything. The cat calls, yes, some women have experienced cat calls. I didn't get any, maybe because I was with my boyfriend when I traveled. I did get called like brown sugar or Shakira, but that wasn't offensive to me. That's just, you know, it's not a big deal. For men, you guys are less strict. You guys can really wear whatever you want. Well, kind of, not really. For men, t-shirts and shorts is fine. T-shirts and long pants, you guys are really easy. Men are, you know, unfortunately, the alpha male out there, they can wear whatever they want. Fortunately, unfortunately, wear whatever they want and it won't be an issue. I wouldn't say any tank tops or anything. Devin did wear a lot of like button-ups and shorts or matching cord sets he got as well. So, and that was nice. We stuck to like, you know, neutral colors, earth tones, nothing too loud, anything like that, and you know, you'll be fine. Number 5 is pick which cities you want to explore. There's honestly too much to do in Egypt. The more you research, the more you're like, there's too much. Like my top 8 cities that I would, you know, after doing so much research before, would be Cairo, Giza, Aswan, Abu Simbel, Siwa, Alexandria, Hurghada, and Luxor. That is a lot, but each city has specific things that attract tourists. Like Cairo, of course, has the pyramids. Luxor has the Karnak Temple, Luxor Temple. Hurghada has the nice beaches and the Dead Sea. It's really too much to get into what each city has or doesn't have. My recommendation is to watch YouTube vlogs, type in the city you want, Aswan travel vlog or Luxor travel vlog, and just see what you really want to do, or if you want to just sit that one out. I recommend spending at least 3 to 4 days each city, just because there's too much to do. Only regret I do have is spending 3 days in Cairo, and I will say that only because it was very hectic in Cairo. It was a lot going on. It felt more like travel and exploration versus a vacation, and which is not a horrible thing, but I found myself after seeing the pyramids, I knew I wanted to see the pyramids because it was an essential part of me going and choosing Cairo as my #1 bucket list. But once the pyramids was done, after we saw it, it took about 2.5 to 3 hours. We still had 2 days to find stuff to do and fight traffic, fight hagglers and scammers. It was just a lot, and I wish I would have spent more time in Luxor, because Luxor is a lot more chill, relaxed along the Nile River, and it was just much more my type of vibe. So that's the only regret I have. But do your research, select which cities. Like I said, I recommend at least 3 days in each city. If you have a month to travel to 2 months, go knock yourself out. Go all the way down along the Nile River and stop at each city. Unfortunately, I didn't have that much time. I only had a week. Just kind of plan it out, and please check out travel vlogs. Watch what you like, what you don't like, and just kind of list it out in a sense that makes sense for you on what you want to do. Just kind of map everything out. That's how I did my own personal itinerary for Egypt. Watching videos, writing down, okay, this is a must-see. Okay, don't really care about doing this. Yes, this is a must-see. Then you can kind of line up your days and see what's closest to each other, what makes sense, and how you want to go about traveling. Number 6 is hotels. Cairo, I stayed at the Pyramid Valleys Hotel. I'll probably put the link in the description box. I'm gonna start with some pros, and then I'll go into the cons. Pros is that it's walking distance from the pyramids. It's actually in Giza. So Cairo and Giza are right next to each other. Giza is just a little bit further out from the Nile River, but it's about 30-40 minutes from each other. Giza is about an hour drive, 45 minutes to an hour drive from the airport. But you kind of got to choose your poison. Do you want to be close to the pyramids from your hotel, or would you rather be closer to the airport and then travel farther for the pyramids? Another pro was that the staff was really nice and hospitable and welcoming. They did include a shuttle pickup, and that's when I met Omar, and Omar is our driver that you can see in the beginning of the vlog, and he was amazing, awesome. We really enjoyed our time with him. He was really the top, you know, one of the top people I've met in Cairo. So I Definitely want to recommend Omar and his taxi service. That was a big pro. Breakfast is practical. It's not, don't expect IHOP or anything like that, or anything like a spread. We ate breakfast. It was like a boiled egg, falafel, you know, simple meals, but it gets the job done. So I wasn't complaining about that, and it was included. They also had a rooftop restaurant where they had you can get like beers and wines and select maybe spirits. They had like 1 bottle of whiskey, but you got to remember, this is a Muslim country. They do not drink like that, especially the women, but you're safe at the hotel. The cons, I will say, is, you know, the airport being 45 minutes to an hour from the actual hotel, but you are getting close. And the outside was kind of dirty, which I'm fine with. I wasn't tripping about that. Like, it's an older city. It's populated. When you're in a populated area, you're gonna get more trash. Keep that in mind if you're staying in any of the hotels in Giza. It's not going to be crispy clean streets. It's populated, and the government, fortunately, is not implementing, you know, cleanliness in the cities. It's not luxury. There's no like pool. It can get a little bit hectic outside. So Pyramids Valley Hotel was actually right next door to the gate entry to go into the Sphinx and the pyramid. It was pretty crowded when we woke up in the morning. It was probably like 8:30. It was really swarmed with people. The Hilton Luxor Resort and Spa, 5 stars. I don't know how much they start at, but I know it was probably double the price for the Pyramids Valley. At the time that I booked the Pyramids Valley, it was only about $25 to $40 a night. Hilton Luxor, normal rate can be up to $200-300 a night. So it was a little bit more, but it was beautiful. I mean, I really don't have many cons for Hilton Luxor Resort. I only have pros, and it was just beautiful. Everything, staff, the drinks, there was 2 pools running on the Nile River, and I was obsessed with Hilton Luxor, and that's another reason why I regret not spending as much time at Hilton than I did in Cairo. But definitely, if I ever come back, I'm gonna make another stop at Hilton Luxor. Number 7 is gonna be navigation. So make sure you're using Uber in Cairo. Make sure you're using Uber in Cairo if you can, at all times. Uber is just more secure. Taxis, they fluctuate their rates. They're gonna try and hustle you. They're gonna try and charge you double the price. One thing to keep in mind with Uber, I will say, is to confirm that you are paying with a card that's on file for your Uber app. We ran into one hiccup using Uber, and the guy was like, "Oh no, I only take payment in cash for Uber." I'm like, "What? No, like I have my Uber card on file. Like my debit card is on file with Uber app. So you're gonna charge me on my card on file, and you want me to pay you in cash? No." What I was explained to by the front desk at the hotel in Cairo is that there's too many fees to convert the money from the Uber app that they get paid on, and they rather just take the payment in cash or in Egyptian pounds. And I'm like, I mean, that's cool and all, but I don't trust that you guys won't tell them, "Hey, I didn't get paid for this, and they also paid me in cash for this." So avoid all that complication and stuff like that. Tell them, "Hey, I'm paying on the app. I'm not paying you in cash. This is the final price." And that price is locked in, because then if you get in the car and you try to say you're gonna pay in cash, they can upsell the price, which happened to us. It's like, "Oh, it's traffic, so it's gonna have to be more." And we were already 10 minutes in the ride, and we're like, "What? That has nothing to do with us." Like, what? No. So whatever, I just did Uber app. I will recommend that you walk as much as possible if you can. Avoid any microbuses, those tuk-tuks, those like little car thing. Please prepare, if you are going to invest in doing the microbuses or any other form of transportation, or the carriage or any camel riding, that you're gonna have to bargain for the price that you want. They're gonna upsell you, they're gonna charge you a crazy amount, you're gonna have to argue with them. Uber is set. That's why I say just do Uber. Use Careem app for Luxor, which is like the app for Uber. Careem is basically the Uber of Luxor. Luxor did not have Uber, which was kind of crazy and shocking for us when we first got there. So please make sure that you're using the Careem app. Same concept. Make sure you let them know, hey, my car's on file. I'm paying with this. I'm not paying in cash. Careem is the same as Uber. The Felucca boat ride, we did book that through the hotels just for hassle free, and it was a okay rate. Like, I just didn't feel like, at that point I was like, I'm tired of bargaining. Like, let's just book through the hotel and have it hassle free. And we still had a great time. We had a great I guess, would you call him a captain? I guess the one, whoever drove us, he was great. So if you can find out with your front desk in Luxor about doing the Felucca boat ride, they should be able to direct you how to do that. Number 8 is gonna be Hagglers and shopping. You're gonna deal with Hagglers. It is okay. Don't overthink it. Tell them no, thank you, if you don't want it, aka la shukran, which is no thank you in Egyptian Arabic. Tell them once, they're still, oh well, let me show you real quick. Tell them twice, hey, la shukran. If they're still persisting, walk away. Don't sit there and try to be nice and try to, oh, I don't want to hurt their, no, they get told no all the time. That's their job. It's okay. Like, don't overthink it. Don't freak out. Don't feel like you're forced to buy something you don't even want because you don't want to tell them no. I saw a lot of YouTubers kind of like, oh my God, it was so overwhelming. I didn't know what to do. I ended up spending so much on something. No, tell them no. Just tell them no. You don't want it. It's okay. I'm good. I don't want it. Fine. They'll move on to the next person. It's really okay. When we went to the Khan El Khalili market, I made a sport out of bargaining. Like, you can see it in my vlog. I was bargaining over a shot glass. Like, make it fun. Like, see who can, you know, if you're with someone, see who can get it for a lower price. Just negotiate. It's make it a game. Like, don't try to frustrate yourself about it if they're not, you know, if it's not working in your favor. If you tell them a price, knock it in half. For example, I'll give you guys a quick example. This phone case right here. Cheap phone case. It's not name brand. In the US, it would be, you would say what, $5 to $12, right? Just depending on where you're at. When you translate that to Egyptian pounds, that $5 to $12 they're trying to sell you this for sounds like a good price, right? Because like, oh, okay, that's how much I would pay in the US. No, you're wrong. Don't do that. They can get this manufactured and bought it in wholesale for as low as like $1, $1 US. They're selling it to you for $12. Cut that price in half that they initially offered you. If not, cut it by 75%. Then you can work your way up. Don't go over that price just because it sounds good in translation. Make sure that you're standing firm on that price. Then you get it for a decent price. Then you get it for $3 that it's worth, because you're still gaining out of it and you're not wasting money. You're not losing money. You're not getting scammed. So if they don't, in the scenario though that they don't want to give it to you for that price, they're like, nah, walk away. Walk away. Because 80% of the time, what they're going to do is call you back, be like, hey, ma'am, excuse me, I'll do it for that price. They want that sale. They don't care what it is. They want that sale, because at the end of the day, whatever price you gave them, you cut that in half or you cut it by 75%, they're still profiting. You buying it for the first price that they named you is them quadrupling what they're making, what they made in that. So you buying it for half of it, they're still making a profit and you're still winning because you're not overpaying for something. And if in the scenario that they don't call you back, or they're not like, oh, excuse me, you can come back, I'll do it for that price, the next person in that next shop over, I guarantee you, is gonna have that same item, if not the exact same item, but very close to it. You know, they all use the same vendor. Don't settle for something that you know it's not worth the price. And don't overthink the hagglers. Don't. They're just trying to make a living. You know, they can be kind of aggressive, they can kind of scam you, but just be aware, be alert. Number 9 is safety. The city was fairly safe for me. I didn't run into any issues in Cairo or Luxor about feeling unsafe, even walking around at night, or I wasn't really by myself anytime. I was always with Devin, but anytime we were walking, they would look. Yes, they're gonna look at us. I had a few kids stop and want to take pictures. They're just not used to seeing that. And you know, it's eccentric, it's different for them. It was fun to me. I didn't care. I didn't make it like a big deal. Oh my God, they're racist, they're targeting me. I didn't feel like it was that way. I think it was just more so they've never seen anyone like me before, and they just wanted to take a picture with me, which was fine. Cool. I'll be Beyonce. Like, that's fine. Take my picture. Paparazzi, like, line up, shoot. You know, it's just kids. Like, you know, it's mostly kids, or you know, it might be like some adults, but I wouldn't, you know, don't they're not trying to threaten you. I didn't feel threatened. Even for like white people, there's not a lot of white people out there either. Black people, there's really just Egyptians. That's all they're used to seeing, Egyptians. You know, so any other culture, ethnicity, they're gonna be looking and they're gonna be intrigued by it. The city was pretty quiet at night. Everyone will leave you alone. Like I said, they might catcall you if you look beautiful, or if they, you know, like I get called brown sugar, I got called Shakira, but they looked, and I was okay with that. Like, I look good, it's okay. Like, if you look good, take it as a compliment, like, you know. They can recognize you're a tourist, so they're gonna look, it's okay. Number 10, learn a few Arabic words. It's not gonna hurt you to learn a few Arabic words. So I was making it a sport, trying to learn, see how much I can learn in the week that I was there. I was really psyched that I was able to have like a baby conversation with the felucca boat captain. I thought that was pretty dope. So do some research. For one, keep Google Translate on there, the one with the speaker that you can like kind of like press the button and then they'll translate it into English words, text from them speaking, and vice versa. So you can speak into it and it'll turn into Egyptian Arabic. I thought that was pretty cool. So keep that app, Google Translate, keep that on your phone. I learned a few words when I was out there. La shukran, of course, means no thank you whenever you're getting haggle. Halas means enough, meaning like after the second, third time they keep haggling you about something, halas, like that's just kind of like enough, and then they kind of like fall. That means that they will stop. Fen el hammam, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that means where's your restroom. So I did use that once, but I had to say it twice because I guess he wasn't expecting me to say Arabic. But when I said it the second time, he was like, oh, over there. So I was like, ah, yes, success. So Ana Ismi means my name is, so Ana Ismi Diamond, or whatever. Salam means hello, or you can say salam alaikum. It's just a greeting, just greetings, you know. La'a means no. So just kind of learn a few words here and there, but you know, if you got to rely on Google Translate, it's cool. A lot of people did speak English though, especially in those tourist areas, they knew English. Number 11 is gonna be phone networking service. I didn't really use Wi-Fi or look for it because I just did the international plan. A lot of YouTubers I seen did do the SIM card, where they bought the SIM card for like $20 at the phone store at the airport. I ran into the issue where if your phone is not paid off, like I have an iPhone 13, I still got a few months left on it. I'm doing the lease plan. My carrier will not let me put another SIM in here and make it work. Unless your phone is 100% paid off, or if you have an Android, I don't know, I have an iPhone 13. If your phone is not 100% paid off, it's not gonna let you just buy another SIM card and put it in there and it work. It doesn't do that. So unless you have like a burner phone or a phone that's already paid off, like let's say you got an old iPhone 11 somewhere and you're able to take that SIM out and pop a new SIM in, if the phone is fully paid for, then you're able to use it. But keep that in mind. I did get kind of disappointed when I realized that it wasn't going to work for my carrier, and I think you can check that if it will work. I have AT&T, so I knew it wasn't going to work with my phone. So I think if you go to carrier services, or if you just call your phone company, so I'm in general, but if you just call your phone company and ask them if you're able to change the SIM out or go up to your actual carrier, they'll let you know. But I know most of the time, if you're still leasing your phone, they technically still own that phone until it's paid off. With the hassle, I recommend just buying the international data plan ahead of time. For me personally, it was $10 a day. It might fluctuate for everybody. I've heard it's mostly $10. a day. So just kind of budget that and just kind of keep that in mind and have that kind of all set up before you go. Last one is gonna be number 12, which is phone recording. This has been a hot topic in Egypt. A lot of reason why people say they don't want to go, because they're so strict with the phones, they're so, you know, this and that. I just say be cautious in recording. Whenever I record someone, I just ask for consent. Like, hey, can I record you? I just make YouTube videos. I want to show how beautiful the people in the country are. And that's gonna get them. That's gonna be like, oh yeah, come on. Their thing is they're worried about reporters exploiting their country for the negative things. You know how reporters can really like fabricate things and really make it look worse than what it is. That's what their main issue was. They don't want people recording and, you know, saying, oh, this is an ugly place, or this is ugly people, or this person's. That's what they're worried about. So just kind of request consent, you know, just make sure that, you know, they're okay with it. A lot of the times, you know, it was innocent. I came from innocent heart. And granted, I was using my iPhone when I recorded that vlog. I didn't actually have a camera. So maybe that's a little bit less intimidating. I know the mic and the windbreaker for the mic, the little puffy ball that was like a little bunny tail, I know that's a big no-no, so I wouldn't do that. Drones, of course, are absolute no, so don't bring any drones. Keep your vlogging equipment, if you want to vlog or record, to a minimal when you're traveling. I just had my phone. Maybe I had a phone dock, like, you know, the phone holder, but that was the most I did, just to really be as, you know, discreet as possible. I could just pop it in my purse real quick if I see if they're not, you know, accepting of it, or if I feel like it's gonna be weird or they're gonna make a big deal out of it, just put it in there. Really didn't have a big issue with recording out there. Okay, so that was 12 of my recommendations, do's and don'ts with going to Egypt. I hope this helps anyone and makes it feel a little bit more realistic that you can go. It's definitely possible. It's a beautiful country. Like I said, it was on my #1 bucket list and I was able to go. So I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. I want to make this trip possible for anyone else, you know, curious about going or feeling like they should go or wanting to go. So follow these tips and you should be good, you know. Please like, subscribe, and comment, share for more content. I will be dropping more content shortly. And you know, if you made it this far, thank you for watching.